The insane reason why Albanese might win. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. I hope you're all having a good weekend and grab your stein of coffee because I want to have a look at a few articles and in particular one reason why a veteran reporter thinks Albanese might win at the next election. Now, what I would advocate for everyone and what I thought was normal was that we would want a meritocracy where, well, the political system in which economic goods and or political power are vested in the individual people based on talent, effort and achievement rather than wealth or social class. Now that is what I hope would be the aim for here in Australia and what I think many people would advocate for, a merit-based society. But perhaps, I was a bit wrong. It seems many Australians are quite collectivist and there's a lot of jealousy out there. But this one, well, this issue seems a little odd. And I want to draw attention to this because this article says more about our current political landscape and how far we're removed from reality than anything else. The moment I knew Albanese or Albo would win. As Anthony Albanese was hit with a firestorm of breathless outrage on social media, Joe Hildebrand realized this was the moment that would result in his election triumph. Last week, I sat down for an interview with Anthony Albanese. We talked about everything from China to childcare. At one point, I asked him if Labor had ditched woke politics and was determined to be the main party of mainstream Australia. And that's a good question. A lot of people are quite frustrated with the woke rubbish. Now, what you have to understand, we are in a democratic country here where we all can vote for our representatives and then they can have an influence on the political system. But honestly, it's not the silent majority that has their say. It's the advocates that actually have the ears of the politicians. And many of those are quite active and in a minority. And a lot of the things they say and believe are, well, to normal people, ludicrous. So that's not what he's talking about here. That's about to come. His reply could not be more emphatic. Labor is the party of mainstream Australia. And the values of mainstream Australia are that we look after each other and that we aspire to a better life for future generations, he said. Is it though anymore? Is it really? I mean, if you're a small business owner, Labor isn't the party for you. Remember, Albanese said small business people, they don't deserve wage rises. You're the evil overlords. We're small business people, frankly, would work harder and have more stress and pressure and sometimes make less money than the people working for them. That's just the risk that you take going down that path. And you've got to appreciate that. Labor's historic task is to move more people into the middle class, to appeal to small business, and if we don't do that, Labor won't be successful. Well, he's right. He's right. Nothing particularly controversial about that, you might think. Nor would most people think there was anything controversial about his response to a more light-hearted, rapid-fire round of questions when asked if men could have babies. Okay, that's what he was asked. Now, think about that. Just think about that. He replied no, and of course there's outrage. There is outrage to this. All over social media, they're calling him transphobic, this, that, and the other from the activists. Now, let's have a little bit of a talk about this one, guys. Now, before I get bombarded with anti-trans comments, I think we need to make a clear definition here. What we have is you've got real life on one side, and then you've got activist life on another. Now, most of the interactions most people will have with people in minority groups, online, are via activists. And then most of the real life encounters we have are at work, are in social settings, are at events, where you meet and talk to normal people. The activist life that we see online, nutcases going and being stupid and advocating and getting outraged by everything, that is done for political purposes. That is done to nudge, move, and manipulate political leaders. That's to, give them a greater presence than actually exists. And even in minority communities, the activists are a minority themselves too. They don't represent the whole, they just claim that voice. Some activists aren't even members of these communities they deign to represent. I know all of the LGBTIQ plus people I have met have been reasonable, normal, sane people. But this is in real life. This is meeting them at functions, at networking events, at business events, where you're civil and you bitch and moan about other things that's going on. Oh, the industry is getting so bloody hot. Oh, have you seen this new Autodesk price rise? It depends on where you are in what industry and what sector, but you can understand that. You have normal conversations when you meet people. It's only when it goes insane, it's online, it's activist world, it's done for hype and attention. That's what we're seeing here. Now, my concern is, just think back 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, if you had have asked that type of question. What if Hawke had have gotten that question? What if a reporter had have asked that question? Everyone in the room would have laughed. Everyone would have laughed because it's a ludicrous question, everyone. That's what it is. This is activists trying to take over the public stage for political gain and power. And, well, is this enough? As Joe is saying, the author of the article, as he's saying, he thinks it's enough for Albo to win. Because you've got ScoMo, who has isolated his Christian base. He's lost the support of his Christian base. A lot of people aren't fans with him. Is that enough for people to vote for Labor? As I said before, I would advocate for a meritocracy. Labor aren't for a meritocracy, nor is Liberal, to be quite honest. Yeah, that's why I'm probably going to be voting for a minor party first. But so the question I put to you: will this be enough to bring over some of the disenfranchised conservatives who are frustrated with ScoMo in particular over to the Labor brand? Going, oh, well, yeah, Labor aren't woke. Is that enough? Will they ignore everything else? Will they not worry about all the policies? You tell me. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below, and keep the comments civil, everyone. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Heiser Says. If you want to support the channel, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon, sign up for Self-Wealth or Stake, or use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. Take care, everyone, and enjoy your weekend. I mean, we may have a Labor government in a month. Won't that be interesting? Men can't have babies.